Hello everyone. In this lesson we will be discussing responsive websites and which technologies will help us build them. So what is a responsive website? Well, this refers to designing and developing websites that will appear and function properly on almost any media device. This includes, but is not limited to, computer monitors, laptops, tablets, iPads, and smartphones. The layout flows based on the screen size. In addition to that, images and text adjust in size based on the screen size. So which technologies should we use in order to accomplish building a responsive website? Well, a great option is to use what is commonly referred to as the HTML5 trifecta. This includes technologies such as HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. Together, these three technologies will work together to create a website that will look great on just about any device that it will be viewed on. So let's talk a little bit about HTML5. Well, first of all, HTML itself stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Sometimes you may see it spelled as hyperspace text markup language, and this is okay. It's used interchangeably. HTML5 is the most current doc type standard. It is a W3C recommended standard. It defines the HTML elements. It also requires that your web pages be decorated with a doc type declaration, which we'll learn about later. This is the doc type declaration. You have an opening angle bracket or a left angle bracket, an exclamation mark, the word doc type, space HTML, and then you have the right angle bracket. This is all that is needed, and it must be the first line of code on your web page. CSS3 is version 3 of CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. This is a language used to format HTML elements. We use CSS in order to create layouts, format text and background colors and images, format borders and border color and styles. CSS can also be used to apply special effects such as shadows and animations. In general, CSS is only used to make everything look nice. CSS itself does not display content, such as the images and text itself. It only formats the content. CSS3 is the most current CSS standard as of the time of this lecture. So let's talk a little bit about JavaScript ECMA5. JavaScript is the language which implements ECMA5 standards. ECMA5 is the most current standard developed for JavaScript. JavaScript is referred to as a client-side code. This means that the code itself runs in the browser on the user's device. This means that the user's device is processing the information that is being relayed through JavaScript. This is very different than server-side code. Server-side code means that all of the information is being processed on the server where the website itself is hosted. JavaScript is widely used to process form information and to create events on web pages, such as click events, like when a button is clicked or an image is clicked, and then some information must be processed. For instance, maybe you want, when a button is clicked, that some form information be submitted to the server. JavaScript is a good option for handling this type of functionality. JavaScript is also used for hover events, such as tooltips or pop-up windows. HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript work together to create attractive, responsive, and functional websites.